What is happening, people? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tottenham versus Liverpool this weekend. It's a huge game, if I'm honest, for both managers, for both clubs, and so many games like this where both teams seem to win, they do end up a draw. But in today's video, we'll be talking everything from my general thoughts out of the game, predicted lineup, what will be my lineup, combined 11 with and without injuries, everything, like I said, including score prediction with this game. If you're new, please like and subscribe. I just want to say thank you so much for the support in 2025. This is the last video. If you do, don't see any more before Christmas, I wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for your support. And it's just incredible, right? 2024, 100,000 views. And in 2025, 1.1 million views at the time of recording. Just talk about growth. And often you see me get excited about how quick this channel's growing. This is what I'm talking about. It's evidence for what I'm saying. Thank you. Let's start with Thomas Frank's press conference then, because Frank, in his press conference, confirmed there are no fresh injury concerns at all ahead of the game against Liverpool at the Spurs Stadium. Additionally, no players previously injured will be back for the game, though. So that's, of course, the negative to caveat that, but that can be expected. So what my thoughts going into the game? I think firstly, it's one of those games that, in this doesn't quite sound right, and hopefully I can put this across so it kind of makes sense. This is a game that, for me, well, firstly, Frank's future, for me, is more in doubt than Arne Slot. I think both managers, any manager's under pressure, right? But I think Frank's under more pressure for his job right now than Arne Slot, because Liverpool potentially have turned a corner. So you think art means more to Frank. But I think Liverpool winning is more significant for them than for us if we win, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that, I think if Liverpool win, they're like, oh yeah, okay, they've turned the corner. They beat Inter Milan, they beat Brighton, now they beat Tottenham, 3 wins in a row, boom, back on track. Arne Slot's fine, Liverpool fine, boom, carry on. Whereas for Tottenham, I think if we win, it's great, it's huge, relieves some pressure on Frank, of course, state the obvious. But still a lot of Spurs fans go, yeah, but we lost 3-0 to Forest. And yeah, but we're still probably, which will likely be outside the top 7, top 8. So I think it's one of them that is swings and roundabouts. But they've been good games in the past, they've been goals in the past. And typically we give Liverpool a tough game, particularly at home. I'm not too confident based on the fact I'm worried about our defence and the manner in which we conceded goals, similar goals as well, but also we conceded all types of goals as well. So not only just the similar goals, it goes beyond that, which is concerning. For me, I look at it and go, the attack's dire. It's dire, and we've got players out. The good attacking players are out in Maddison, in Kulusevski and Solanke. And I think that's resulted in Frank being more defensive. But in the end, of course, it's going to take its toll. It's going to put pressure on the defence. Defence can be good. Like, it can have really strong protection, but at the end, if you keep pushing, it's going to crumble in the end. And the thing is, when it does crumble, boy, does it. And that's the thing, when we lose badly, and we lose by a big margin. Forest was bad. We need to prove it was a bad day at the office, and just that, and kind of, put it right. All I ask is we give 110%, but it should be an interesting game. Mohamed Salah, of course, unavailable for Liverpool through AFCON, whether he play or not anyway, is another thing. Alexander Isak, as typically done well against Tottenham. Hopefully, we don't start his form in this game. Etitike's banging form for Liverpool as well, something to watch out for. Szoboszlai, will he play or not? So a few things like that are interesting. But on screen would be what my lineup would be if I had the privilege of being Tottenham Hotspur manager. So I show that on screen when it allows me to. Bear with me, it will come up anyway now. You should be able to see it any second, because this will be what I would do. So basically, if I was Thomas Frank, so Vicario in goal, I mean, there is some outside conversations in there about starting Kinski, but I think very, very small majority of people think that would be the right thing to do. I don't think it would be, as much as I like Kinski, and Vicario, of course, does need to step up. But I think he's underappreciated, overhated is a better way of putting it. He saved us in so many moments. I'd actually push Van der Ven to left back. I'm, really open to bringing Danso in. And for me, I just think Spence limits us going forward on that left-hand side. I still don't think it's right to bring him off necessarily against Forest for Davies, by the way. But I think Spence at right-back could be key in this game. Van der Ven left-back, and it means you have more defensive cover as well and better protect Romero and Danso. Because it can almost be a back 3 when we've kind of got the ball. It can be a 3. Then in front, I'd go with a more attacking kind of, midfield than Frank would go with. I'd go Bentancur, he's a little bit more mobile and gets about the pitch a little bit more than Paulinho. And then Bergvall and Xavi Simons, I'd look for them to create. So it'd be Bentancur in the 6, Bergvall in the 8, and Simons in the 10. I think it's vital that those 3 start, in my view. Kudus on that right, Moani up top, and I start Odegaard on that left. I think we've got 2 pacey and tricky wingers, in particular in Kudus. And I just think with this team as well, we should be less reliant on Mohamed Kudus. We should look at Odegaard and go, look, you do something, mate. You should look at Bergvall, Simons, of doing something. I think that team can be defensive enough with Bergvall, with Bentancur, sitting, and Bergvall if he needs to sit there. But it relies on the wingers tracking backs. This is bold, but at the moment we've gone out of games like wincing out and kind of getting battered, really. And I'm definitely one of those fans that believes in scoreline over performance. I believe in result over, let's all play attacking football. We love to see attacking football. But at the same time, I think we do need to be brave. To there is to do. We need to represent that club motto to some degree within reason. I think Frank is the right manager, believe it or not. This may sound crazy. I think he's the right manager for Tottenham in terms of he's sensible, can be attacking when he's got the right players. We've yet to see that he needs to step it up and the team needs to deliver on him. I don't know if they're buying into his project, if I'm totally honest with you. But that would be my team. But what I think Frank will actually go with, well, I do think if we could bring up the right one, silly me, if we bring up the right one, this one, I think Frank will actually start Davis at left back. Of course, remember, a doggy's out. I think he'd go with Spence at right back, Romero and Van de Ven, Vic in goal. Then I do think he'd go with Bergvall, Bentancur and Paulinho. That's what I think he will do. I think he's more defensive. That's the way that Thomas Frank tends to go about things, a bit more conservative. I actually think it starts Simmons, but on the left-hand side, which as soon as it comes out, I promise you, will be unpopular amongst the fan base. But again, that's what I think he'll go with here for, what's safe. What Frank wants in this type of game, I think, is someone who can rely on, is someone who's defensive. And Paulinho and Bentancur gives him that. So, although I put it like that, it'd probably be that Bentancur and Paulinho sit next to each other with both just in front. Wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think we could do a little bit better with that lineup. Let's do combined 11s then. So I do two, don't I, with it. Players that just fit available and players that are not. So this would be my team then with these players that are available. All of these players are available for selection, I do believe. Alisson in goal, Bradley, Romero, Van de Ven, Spence, Bergvall, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Kudus, Richarlison, Etitike. It's my Spurs and Liverpool combined 11 with who's just fit. I like Vicario, but Alisson is a no-brainer. Go with Conor Bradley at right back. I like Porro, but if we're basing it on this season, and Bradley hasn't hit the boom up here, but kind of hit the roof. But Porro has been poor defensively, unfortunately, for Tottenham. I like him going forward. Spence at left back, I'll go with Overkirk, who's struggling to settle in right now at Liverpool. Over time, that will change. And Rara and Van de Ven as the centre backs. Van Dijk, of course, close getting in there, but Liverpool have imploded defensively and he's not getting any younger. However, a more dominated Liverpool midfield, I think that sums up Tottenham's problems in midfield and just actually how good Liverpool are in midfield. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai in particular is so important to Liverpool. You really notice when he's unavailable. I would give Bergvall a go in there. When I say go in there, I think he does fit in there, put it that way, over McAllister. A little bit more consistent, maybe. Higher ceiling, perhaps, too. Kudus on the right-hand side has been key for Tottenham. For me, the signing of the season for us. Richarlison down the middle then. I mean, it's difficult because I've kind of cheated the code and put Etitike at left wing because both clubs are struggling at left wing. Let's be totally honest with you. Liverpool, I think, really missed Luis Diaz, and Spurs clearly didn't replace Son, didn't replace Sullivan, and didn't replace Werner. Unforgivable, if you ask me. So, yeah, that'd be my team shuffling about. But this is my favourite one. If everyone was fit and available, complete hypothetical, this would be my team. Alisson, Firpong, Romero, Van de Ven, Spence, Kulusevski, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Salah, Etitike, Kudus. Let's discuss the changes. Firpong, I really like. It's a great signing. Again, it will take time to gel, but when it does gel, I think it'll be special. Kulusevski then coming in for Lucas Bergvall. I love Bergvall, but right now we've got to remember that Kulusevski, we've got to remember that last season, that first half, before he got injured, for me, he's Tottenham's best player, or at least joint best player. Salah, I know he's struggling for form right now. Conflict going on between him and Slot. I would definitely back Slot in that one. But his ability, you can't question it. I still think he's got something to give. How much, I don't know. He doesn't track back or anything. So you'd think he still has something going forward, considering he puts in less effort. I'd shift Kudus to that left-hand side to accommodate Mohamed Salah. Etitike up front. Richarlison, of course, has to drop out when everyone's fit and available. I think the Spurs fans who recognise he hasn't got that sustained quality. He's hot and cold. And because Richarlison's all-round kind of performance isn't there, when he doesn't score, he's really bad. It looks like he's had a stinker. Those be my two teams. But score prediction then, finish it off. You know me, I hate to predict us to lose. But I'm not confident. But at the same time, I'm not going to predict us to lose. That's not me. But I think you can get the feeling how I'm feeling right now. I'm not super negative because I'm still behind Frank. I don't think we'll get turned over. I don't see that happening at all. It'll be in the game. But I think, if I'm being honest with you, Liverpool could nick it in my eyes. But I'm going to go for the sake of it 2-2. I think Etitike is on fire right now and we'll get a brace. I think the Tottenham will go from Xavi Simons and Paulinho as well, who I do think, like I said there, he will start, though I wouldn't. I think he sometimes gets a few goals. I think it'd be England amongst them. But thanks for watching. That is my match preview. Hopefully didn't waffle for too long. Hope you did enjoy. Thank you very much. If you're new, like and subscribe and enjoy the game. Saturday night, come on you Spurs. Sky Sports 5:30.
Just like a song, I'm bright on my